One. I'm gonna go live on YouTube. See what's going on here. Waiting on YouTube to wake up. YouTube has woken up. Send a little notification out to Instagram and Facebook. Da-da. All right. Well, looks like we are live. Yep. And notified. All right. It's Monday, November 24th, and CROM Anthology #1 is in the wild. Ready to be ordered, ready to be received, ready to be read. Super excited about this. 256 pages, black and white, sword and sorcery goodness. Working with a bunch of people. I'm going to make an official count on how many people I'm working with here. Living. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So 10 collaborators and contributors. Magazine size, black and white. Nice little discount, $5 off, cover price. And I've been talking a lot about it. I'm going to be talking about this. Is going to be a 1-week campaign, which is called Can CROM Sell 100 Copies Without Kickstarter? And I'll talk about that if you haven't heard my ranting about Kickstarter and owning your own website and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to be working on throughout the week a pinup. I'm going to finish this drawing, get some good decent shading in here, then scan it, and then put like a orange brown overlay to kind of tone it, print it out again, and then start working on it with, I got all these separate containers now. These are like lunch containers, and it's just full of all the colors of not only the paint markers, but the color pencils. So I'll be talking about that too when I get to coloring, which could be tomorrow. So I'm going to go live today, tomorrow, Friday, and then Saturday and Monday. Monday, December 1st, will be when the launch is completed, and the discount, the $5 discount, goes away. CROM the Barbarian is where you go. But I really want to get to scratching here. I really, really want to get to some drawing. I haven't been drawing for weeks. So since I finished the spot illustrations for CROM, CROM of Clarm, and so I have been missing just sitting and pushing pencils. So yep, I'm just gonna draw, and things come to mind. I will make vocalizations and comments. Right now I'm just using a 4B. It's just a graphite. This is a graphite stick, but it's in like a pencil form. And it's just to put this gray value down. And yeah, I'll start doing some darker work with black color pencil. And I have a woodless one of that as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Super excited. Finally have CROM out there in the wild. Orders are coming in. So nice and relieved. The pre-ordering campaign went very well. A lot of people took advantage of the steep discount that I was giving if you are a part of the community. And yeah. And then, the other thing is I have other CROM related or Sword and Sorcery related, comic book related stuff on the store. So people have been buying that up, and that's at limited editions. The CROM, Brutal Blade of CROM, Jim Gullett's CROM collection. There's actually only 2 of those left. So as of right here and now, 2. So those have been selling like hotcakes. That was my second order from Jim, and I will be making a third soon. But what I have is what I have, and if you get your order in, you're going to get it quicker than later. So so this is good old Lalla. She's got Skullbiter. So this is taking place right after the story in CROM Anthology that I did called, here it is, Lalla and the Time Machine. So as I said, there's a chunky piece of story there. I kind of apologize ahead of time. It's a lot of ideas that I just wanted to get published, if you will. Not for copyright reasons or anything. It was just I just wanted to have it out there. I really like about the whole idea of like having other people have a chance to see that idea and take it on, whether they want to do that or not. Some of the time traveling components, the Azirs, which are from the original story, CROM's people, Lalla, his sister, so. And of course, you coming on in, whether it's while I'm live streaming or on the replay, make comments. You got questions, or love getting and reading the comments. Oh, yeah. In a minute, I'm going to be doing some smudging. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, like that. A lot of things I'm going to be changing in the while I'm doing the color work. So this is a chamois. So it's just a piece of skin, soft on the inside, and then it's the outer side. But this is for smudging. Yeah, pre-order copies are going to be heading into the mail today. I'm going to start getting on them right after this. So once again, thank you for making your pre-order using that severe discount on there. So that'll be heading out. I'll set all those orders up in Lulu with lulu.com. Now, if you ordered extra books stateside, I do have to get some. I'll be ordering like 20, 25 copies of CROM Anthology to have here, so I can then package those books all together and then get it out to those who ordered more than just the book, the CROM Anthology. So, but yes, thank you very much. Now, secret weapons. I was introduced to the electric eraser by a fellow artist here in Delaware, Joel Keener is his name, and never looked back. Him and I shared a lot of similarities in approach to drawing, and when I was voicing my frustration about not being able to get really back to the page with white, I was using like whiteout or something to that extent. He's like, well, my friend, you should get electric erasers. These are just starting to come out like in the late 80s, I think. So by 92, but he was using some powerful ones from you would use doing electric drafting, technical drawing, like architectural and stuff like that. But as you can see, you can just draw with an eraser, get all those nice lines back. And then watch this. Look at that. I love that. So this is why this is so magical. Now the thing is you eat up a lot of these eraser nibs and batteries because I think there's 2 AAAs in here. Yeah, 2 AAAs. So not like immediately, but just have to have them on hand. If not, then you're heading down to the store. So I'm going after all of the real highlights here. And then I'm going to bring just a regular eraser in. Ching! And then I'm going to bring in some more highlights. But I like doing this. Like the process you're going to see throughout the week is one that I've been really honing in on. And I'm actually going to be sharing some of the deep diving I've been doing. As a matter of fact, I'll share right now. Got myself an early Christmas present. And I've already talked about how I'm going to take December. I always take the month of December off and everything. But I am going to be doing some deep diving into really, for me, in comic fine art merging sword and sorcery is Simon Beasley. There's a video on 2000 AD, did an interview with him recently this year. It's a two-parter. The second part, and they're talking about slaying the Horn God. And the second hour, which is the second video, he goes through like the first 50 pages and he talks about like how he went about making these pages. Now, I've always had theories. And a lot of what he said, the theory was true because there was never anything out there. But having him talk even more in like which comes first and like the idea of just leaving pencil, then pushing like things like this even further. I'm really going to be taking this on moving forward. I've even talked about since doing CROM Jr. In full color and then printing CROM Jr. in black and white, which came out really nice, by the way. Let me do a little quick, yeah, right here. Maybe just be working in full color like from here on out and just printing in black and white one versions, in the anthology parts. And then as I collect a bunch of stories, run a full color. But this is really I'm going to get a copy. I have my copy of the Heavy Metal, the first one that came in. And I got that in college and I carried that around like it was my job. But look at that. I'm like that kind of move in my feeling as an evolving comic book artist in general, huge amount of weight for me. So now I'm going to be doing a lot of this in paint markers. So I think that's going to be kind of interesting because I like the drawing. I love the gouache, effect and painting and everything, and that'll most definitely come in. Yeah, this baby has been sitting very close, been flipping through it, but once I'm in the zone for December, I will be spending a lot of time with that book and working on stuff too. I'm probably even going to do some like master studies, like just looking at some of the pages in there and copying them just to get a really good idea and copying them with my tools, having his, trying to mimic completely how he went about it. That's good. But like I said, I'm really obsessed with, as I was showing earlier, I went out and bought all these like, Tupperware luncheon, leftovers, and I have not only all the paint. I'm getting more paint markers too. I'm buying like 3 different brands, and sorting through them. But color pencils is another part of it. So I love drawing. There's very little I can offer anybody when it really gets down to it. And I love drawing. I love inking, but most importantly, I just love pencil on paper. We got Saboteur over there. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I can feel this is, of course. Now, that battery's under that. Got a backup. I just got this one because it was a really cheap one on Amazon. I think it was like $17, but the replacement nibs, the amount I buy, where the heck did I put them? I put them somewhere. Anyhow, it was the same price of buying those nibs and this. So I just wanted to see what it's like. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a little faster moving. I got to have a little bit. I got to have a better grip on it. All right, and I think I'm gonna go. Now I'm gonna do. Where are you? Here you are. And so then Progresso Quonar Black. This is solid. It's just a solid. I like it because if you saw in the beginning, I love working on the edge, on the side, and really getting something laid down. So now I'm really just going to start hitting. Ooh, before I do that, let me just hit a little bit of. Is that only pencil? This is only pencil right now. No, I'm not going to do any gray wash. I just felt like it was a little bit of time involved with the gray. I have to set it under, blankets and all that kind of towels and such. So I just really wanted to get into a drawing and keep it moving. So, but if you know me, I do like my liquid masking, which next Sunday I will be doing that for Alex's Duke pages on Turbo Pit Fighter, on the Turbo Pit Fighter channel. So if you're interested in watching me do that technique, and if you can't make it on Sunday at 10, Jake and I have been doing 3-hour sessions, so 10 to 1, and having a great time. We had Alex Turbin on, as a matter of fact, just yesterday, catching up with him. And then, as I was saying earlier, going to do, once I have this scanned in Photoshop, I'm going to give it a, just going to put a screen color overlay on it, like a dirty orange. And then print that out and then start coloring, which will be tomorrow. Tomorrow. Of course, I got Skullbiter here. Not really worried about too much in the way of highlights, because I want it to be a bit dirty, grungy and grimy. Then there'll be some color, and then when I lay like yellows over and tans, it'll be pretty popping, eye-popping. Yeah, all right. Oh, yeah, I see that now. Yes, September, the next Sundays, on Turbo Pit Fighter, you will be seeing my gray washing technique full on. So if you miss it for whatever reason, don't worry, it'll be in the replay. But yep, that's the reason I do it. And I'm kind of I'm even doing this is I love the duotone. So that screen kind of feel, that gray, and that lays in between black line on white paper. So it's a faux, it's a fauxing of that. It's kind of trying to fake the eye out to get people thinking there's a gray screen there. To get that bit more realistic, dare I say, in comics. I think that's a hard sell, other than like Alex Ross. Not a lot of people go about making photorealistic comics. It's still about cartooning. That's why it was so cool. Cartoonist Kayfabe chose to call themselves Cartoonist Kayfabe instead of Comic Kayfabe or Comics Kayfabe, whatever. From there, I just thought that was pretty smart of them, branding wise, and it gave them the ability to really like look at and share comics or cartoons. So looking good. Okay. I'm using the Konar. Then I'm not trying to be too precious because most of this is going to disappear when the paint markers get on here. So a lot of this is like what I call indication mark making. So I'm just indicating stuff, differentiating, what's hair, what's shadow. Thing is, Anita looks a little weird without like a pommel here. Yes, love the gray. Using the screen tones. I'm a bit lazy. Actually, very lazy. I used to do screen tones a lot. Expensive and time consuming. And so kicking back to those good old faithful Savage Sword of Conan and the other black and white magazines, a lot of guys, I think they're having the same kind of feeling, too expensive, too much time. And so they were doing gray washing, just ink washing their gray values. Since you're dealing with a black and white magazine and you're making black and white art, and you want people, like it happened to me, to really be impressed by the art, the details and all that, and that's really where my obsession with drawing and black and white comics comes in. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to be all in shadow. Mm-hmm. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. And the color pencil just really adds another layer of texture I really enjoy next to and with the gray values of the graphite. I really want this to be shaded in. Dun, dun. I love not Skullbiter, one of my favorite places to rest my my head. I've also been seeing some really cool designs for Skullbiter, or Skullcracker, as some people resort to, which is absolutely okay because Mr. Fox established it so. Also, I get at my local Acme. I think they're still 99 cents. They might have gone up to like $1.29 or something. But these dual pencil sharpeners at the Acme, I forget who puts them out. Where are they? Oh, here they are. I just have tons of them every time I'm over there. Westcott. So if you're ever at the Acme, I think they're basically one of the only places you can get them cheap, on the cheap, is at the Acme. I live right behind one, so. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. All right, it's a little darker here. This leg will disappear in here. Surround this with some nice black. Mm-hmm. 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 So that's what I mean. Like, because it's there's no wood, I get to use that whole, just that whole space, and just and that's good enough for me for right now. And this is looking fine by me. Like I said, the majority of this is all just indication, the underdrawing. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Take another. Now with the graphite, obviously comes up pretty, pretty quickly. But the color pencil, the black color pencil, is going to leave some residue, which is cool for me because I like the that distressed look. Something is struggling to be seen. And you've tried to erase it. I'm anti-clean and perfect. This is one of my core values as an artist. So professional is a whole nother. Being professional and turning in professional grade work, still at the forefront of my mind. But yeah, light rougher is better. The rougher looking, the better looking. I don't move in the. I was getting comments yesterday on Turbo Pit Fighter. Working on Alex's pages, I was freehanding the borders, so I wasn't using a ruler. And I'd said, fuck rulers and the rules. So, there's a famous saying in art school or art training or any kind of like training actually is, learn all the rules, take the time, get to understand them, appreciate them, and then learn how to break them to your benefit. That's a pretty empowering creative process. I think and feel like that is the most I really need to do. I don't think I really need to do anything else. Like I said, I'm just looking for places to indicate light and dark, and then some ideas I have in using color. Mm-hmm. 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 Boom, Rom, how's it going? All good here. We are launched officially. By the way, Rom Parsons in the house. He's the writer with the amazing Drawn Sword. Rom Parsons writer, Drawn Sword artist for CROM Courageous Part 1, 11-pager. Gonna have 2 more 11-pagers is what I've heard. And can't wait to get them in CROM Anthologies, upcoming CROM Anthologies. So, and Rom has got a project way far in the works. So there we'll be seeing something from him and James Anthony in the coming 2026. So yeah, that is pretty much all I want to do. I might just try. Yeah, that works too. Cool. 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 All right. So that's the rough for a Lalla pinup. I'm going to be doing color ring markers. So that's good. And that took me, I think, like 40 minutes. Yeah, 2 additional 11-pagers. Nice. Great. Look at that. 11. It's 45 minutes. Now, it doesn't mean I got to go off and run because I want to spend some time talking about CROM Anthology #1 today, officially released. It's out there in the wild. Copies are being picked up. Pre-orders, once again, want to thank all of those who pre-ordered. They right after this live stream, I'm going to be sitting down and starting to load them up in Lulu to get them shipped out. Tomorrow morning, I've got to make a bulk order to be shipped to me to be able to package with the extra items that I have in the house, like somebody came through and bought one of each brutal blades, which doesn't surprise me. If you're going to get one, you might as well get all three. So somebody got them. I did restock. They are going very quickly, so I cannot express, how quickly you should be putting your orders in to be able to secure copies. Because once I'm done, I'm not going to restock during this 1 week launching. But I will down the road. We're just talking about the master himself. I believe 5 are left of CROM, and I think actually I just sold one this morning, so there's 4 left of the 25 I got from the 100. So we still have 75 to come over from New Zealand from Drawn Sword, but his dark concept art for Intergalactic Barbarians is a must. I mean, it's and then CROM collection from Jim Gullett, the first 4 CROM stories he did for Lucky Comics back in like 2018 to 20, I think is when these were put together. One of my favorite comic book artists online, Jeff Lafferty. Got a couple copies of his Berserkonaut, have that, so you can add that to your order. And of course, last year, August 2024, I released my 140 pages of CROM Collected, which is basically Fox and High's work. So everything I've done, which was 4 stories of CROM's youth, and then a illustrated prose, CROM and the Warlock of Sharador, which really kind of brings in the whole mechanism that's going to start leading CROM down the dark path to become a dark god. The whole campaign for this week is simply, can CROM sell 100 copies without a Kickstarter? And the reason I'm doing this is because I used to do Kickstarters way back in the day. I think I did something with a comic book, but I was actually doing them for art, like doing art prints. And then kind of got away from it all, but kept in touch with like people selling Kickstarter, through Kickstarter comic books. So the thing I found was that the average indie Kickstarter sold like 100 copies at around $30. That was kind of like, it was a $35 price point, including shipping, I think, maybe. I'm trying to remember, but it was right around there. 100 was a good point. A lot of them, though, the ones that I would have backed or had backed, they were probably even down around 75. So when I did this for CROM Collected 2024, I did sell 73, and I was very, very happy with that number. I was hoping to get at least over 50, because basically nobody knew who I was. So just because you make a really cool looking comic doesn't mean everybody ends up buying it. But getting 73 people out there, that was also the building foundation blocks for Crommunity, CROMthebarbarian.com, and was immediately working in work mode to put CROM Anthology together, #1. It's really exciting. For me, there's also a huge sense of relief and release that's going to happen over this week, because this is my art. The book itself, 256 pages, working in collaboration, getting people to contribute work, me putting other people from the past work in there that I find to be super inspiring, and would hope and think others would get inspired by it. So, you know, I've been making these live stream videos to, you know, promote, send the signal out. But I think the bigger part of it is, you know, my goal in making this is for somebody to have the same feeling that I'm having right now, which is the excitement of just constantly being able to go through this, enjoy yourself, find new things that are in there, and inspire you to contribute. That's really what it's all about. So it's a super exciting time. I did not think it was going to be 200. I was looking at 256, but the big thing that bulked this up, and I had to do it, and I took a chance and sent an email out to all those who are a part of the Brutal Blade of CROM crew, and reached out and said, hey, look, don't make a new pinup. Let's just promote what you've done in the way of a pinup or the splash page or title page of your CROM story. So I got 20, I believe it's 20, not 19 in here, because I just, you know, and then, you know, the idea is when you scan this, you go to Matt G's page, which right now he has is PowerPole Comics, which I think is super cool, by the way. So, because PowerPole Comics have some amazing comics over there, Matt G being one of them. So it's a tome-like feel, and I think it's just it's putting the value in making a comic. So I'm super proud of it. I am overwhelmed with gratitude in the collaborations that I had, the collaborations that have been, you know, that are going to be coming around the corner with others, and the contributions. So if you have not secured a copy, and you're hearing my voice right here and now, please help me get to, well, it's actually not even helping me. You have to think of it as you're helping the community, because the funds that I do acquire go right back into CROM. It's going to go right directly into CROM Anthology #2. So super excited about it, and yeah, it's I've got a good feeling, a really good feeling. First day is always the jitters. You're waiting for people to wake up and find. And I got my Instagram campaign with the Can CROM sell 100 copies. I'll be doing that. I'll be doing these live streams, working on my Lalla pinup, and other than that, I'm going to let you guys get back to your day, and I hope that you'll become a part of the community, which is getting a copy of CROM Anthology. But other than that, guys, thank you so very much for jumping over and joining me. And if you're watching this on the playback, thank you. But go over to cromthebarbarian.com, and right there on the page, you'll see everything. And there's I'm going to be talking about a lot of other things that are ways of getting copies of CROM Anthology. You know, so as if you're a retailer or you would like to retail the book, but I'll keep that for another time. So I think I've spent enough time today talking about everything. So thanks again, and I will see everybody tomorrow around 11 o'clock, where I'll be working on the color version of this here Lalla pinup. So take care, and we'll see you tomorrow, everyone.